definitely toasty warm down here. Just kidding, guys. The weather is definitely a factor. When I talked to Cornell coach Jenny Grapp before the game, she joked with me and said, we practice outside in Ithaca. This weather is nothing. Our team is so ready for this game. As for the threat that Yale poses to them, they are so dominant on the draw, so containing them and trying to get those draw control wins for Cornell will be big. It's a great night, Kyle. The story tonight is Jordan Skilken will be looking to win back-to-back titles on the platform. If she can get it done, she'll be the first Longhorn to do it since Samantha Bromberg back in 2018 and 2019. And let me tell you, she shined in the prelims. She kept the momentum going in the second round. Her reverse 2.5 got 8 and 8.5. It was an incredible dive in round 3. Her arm stand back 2.5, 1.5, earned 7th. And really the key to Skilken's success is her consistency. She does hard dives and she nails them. She finished her prelim off with her highest scoring dive, her back 2.5, 1.5, with 1.5 twists, earning 73.6 points. For Coach Matt Scoggins saying Jordan's tower the last 2 weeks has been the best it's ever been. My goodness, high snap. Rogers is looking in the air, can't find it. Somehow slides, gets it right before FIU can get to it. That could have been very dangerous for North Texas. Rogers did a good job of saving that.
It's like a sprint here. It's amazing how they've been able to save this energy, and Hussey really closing in here on the flags. Can he finish?
More than closing in, he's able to come to the wall. Dead heat between Thompson and Hussey. What a show they put on in front of the fans here on Alumni Weekend.
Unbelievable, a 9:24.03.
We'll see a nice mix of women competing from 4 of the different schools. Got to start with the leader, Haley Hernandez, the freshman from the University of Texas. Competed in the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games where she got 9th on the 3-meter springboard. Matt Scoggin, her coach, telling me she has not had any post-Olympic drop-off. If anything, she helps motivate and push the women seniors on her team.
Natalie, we've got 2 red-hot teams here. UTSA and FAU on a collision course today.
Both coming off of huge wins. Of course, UTSA defeating Memphis in 4 sets on the road, and FAU with that thrilling victory in 5 against Wichita State, actually handing Wichita State their 2nd conference loss. So today's match will be pivotal in terms of those conference standings.
Gotta ask you about that last goal. It was like a slide behind the back, over the shoulder. I don't even know if our bodies can move that way. That's gotta be a SportsCenter top 10 play right there. How did you do that? Take us through it.
I think it was a lot of luck, some slippery turf. You know, it was really like the only thing I had left at my disposal.
Really good bunt by Jamie Bailey as Emma Ritter slides in to score. We'll have a double dose of 3 meters starting with the women, where Haley Hernandez, the freshman from Texas, is seated first. She already secured that first Big 12 title on the 1 meter last night, so a quick turnaround for her. Her teammate Bridget O'Neill is seated beneath her. She's the defending champion in this event, but when you look at the top 4 qualifiers, in 3rd you've got Morgan Meninger. She had a career best prelim score, and Paula Pineda in 4th. Any of these women could come and win this competition. She said it's not only going to be an emotional day, but she's not saying thank you to these players just yet because there's still a lot more basketball to be played. She said these 2 were connectors for her team. They were motherly, and they would always pick the team up when things were down. And she also alluded to the fact that these 2 women took a chance on her as a young coach, and she'll forever be indebted to them. Tre'Dasia Smith to McMakin. McMakin, can she make it happen? She can! Christina Hasbert wins it. Back-to-back goals. She tied it up at 11 to send it into sudden death, and Christina Hasbert knocks in the final shot.
On the other side for the Princeton University Tigers, Natalie, Corey Antonovsky, the senior, he's been dynamite this year.
He's been the leader on offense for the Tigers with 18 points, and he's especially deadly on the power play where he's scored 5 of those 8 goals. The senior just needs 2 points to pass his career best of 19 from his sophomore season. He's assisted on the overtime game winner against Dartmouth in the 2020 ECAC playoffs. That was the last time the Tigers and Big Green met on the ice. Princeton starting off fast. That's exactly what head coach Chris Saylor preached to her team before they came out on the field. The Tigers taking the first 9 shots of the game.
Walsh is off to a really fast start. You got a really nice close-up shot from our crew here of how still Walsh's head is the entire race, and her flip turns are so efficient.
Haley Hernandez, the freshman from Texas, earning back-to-back Big 12 championship titles. Haley, incredible. How did you get it done?
You know, today 3-meter is my favorite event, and I know there were some really great competitors.
Semifinal Thursday has arrived in the Northeast Conference as top seed Bryant takes on 4th-seeded LIU at Burns Stadium. What an exciting weekend of women's lacrosse we have for you here on NEC Front Row and ESPN3. Welcome into the broadcast. I'm Natalie Kalibat. It's a picture-perfect day here at Burns Stadium. Bryant securing the regular season title, so they have home turf this whole weekend. And of course, Coach of the Year, Brianna Roche, has a handful of weapons on the field today, including the NEC Offensive Player of the Year, Kenna Kaut. She'll be facing off with the Goalie of the Year in the conference, Haley Duchnowski.
Natalie Kalibat Witten with a note on Rice.
Yeah, you notice Crossweight has that compression on her right leg. She actually missed the last 18 games last year with a knee injury. 22 points on Thursday was one off her season high of 23. So far, she's on a roll here today.
Skilkin, the junior, has such a gorgeous pike when she folds into the air. She almost kisses her knees. She gets so tight. And that's one of the elements that the judges are certainly looking for when they're judging the dives. We saw McMakin and Tillett talking a little bit earlier before the second half started, and it worked, whatever Tillett said to McMakin. Today will be a full circle moment for Fairfield coach Laura Field. She actually played for Princeton's retiring coach Chris Saylor back in 2000. She was the goaltender on that national championship team. Welcome back to Willett Hall, where points off turnovers have been key for the Longwood Lancers as they lead 33-27.
Natalie Kalibat Witten with us as well. She got the chance to catch up with Jessica Burks-Wiley at halftime.
I did, Corey, and Coach told me that they have to take care of the ball better. Half of Rice's points are off of FIU's turnovers. She said they have to take care of the ball. They know what Rice is running, and they also have to do a better job of going deeper in their playbook.
Looks like Boyle hit the platform and ended up going short. Boyle, who is on the 10-meter after hitting the platform, she is finishing her competition, finishing what she started. Talk about a competitor, a fighter. You see that motion that she has on the 10-meter and the encouragement from not only the Texas Longhorns, but the entire pool. Talk about a fighter. What a comeback, are you kidding me? The dive before she hits the platform, comes back and drills this dive. She gets a 10 on this dive, and rightfully so, she deserves it. Hugs from her teammates, everyone standing and cheering, a lot of emotion there. It's really hard to come back, not only physically, but mentally, to get back up there on the 10-meter and do that. We all know this is why we do this sport, to support one another. We're one family, swimming and diving. And Janie getting back up there on the 10-meter after hitting the board and nearly getting knocked out of breath, nails her inward 3.5. That is so hard to do, not only physically, but mentally. Last year, she hit the platform and got up and continued to compete and fight through the competition, showing everyone how mentally tough she is. That is not an easy task to do in a competition. And I bring that up in the most positive light because Boyle is such a fighter, and what she has done, and here she is 1 year later winning the title.